Good morning, viewers around the world. We are back here this morning. Schengen Story News Echo, echoing the news updates around the world. And it's wonderful to be back again. My name is Mark Godwin Iweajunwa, standing in for my brother, my colleague, my friend, Dr. Shegun Johnson. And as usual, we have our coordinators reaching us out from different corners of Europe. With me this morning is our in-house researcher, great man, Dr. Ambassador Nat Yako. Ambassador Nat Yako, good morning, sir.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
Yes, sir, you're welcome, and you're looking good. I like the purple dress, purple color.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, while we expect our other correspondent, Ambassador Nat, a lot is happening all around the world, and so much more also in the UK. So, can you bring us up to date with what the news in the UK?
Well, it looks like the happenings in Ukraine has
Okay.
uh, overtaken whatsoever is happening in UK and any other part of Europe. Because
Yes.
nobody wants a war, nobody wants a crisis. It's going to be more of if Russia attacks Ukraine, is more like starting a third world war, which
That's
nobody wants at the moment. We prefer peace, even if it is cold, than going back to the days of the Cold War.
the Cold War. Please, Ambassador
Yes.
Nat, before we continue, let's welcome in our correspondent, big brother from Nigeria, Dr. Sita Anyemeka. Dr. Sita, you're welcome, sir. Welcome
Thank you so
News
much.
Echoes. Today, the 16th of February, 2022. And
Thank you.
like you just said, a lot is happening around the world. A lot. Too many things.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning. Sorry for toasting you here and there.
No, it's okay.
So go ahead, Ambassador Nat. Ambassador Nat is bringing us
God
to
bless
speed
you.
Thank you.
What is happening. Ambassador Nat, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Once again, Dr. Sita, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you all the time.
Thank you.
I was trying to update our listeners on what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, NATO, and USA, and the European Union. We are hoping that as from today, or even as from yesterday, there was a ray of hope that that the Third World War will not start. Putin will not attack Ukraine and invite a lot of disaster into the ecosystem. And it seems, nobody's sure, it seems Putin has been very, very smart at playing his world geopolitics with Europe and even USA. He seems to be the one calling the shots. Everybody is going to Moscow. The president of France was there and he was treated like a small boy. Even the German chancellor was there and the same treatment was meted to him like a slave. Putin was sitting at that long table and, dictating what should be discussed, when it should be discussed, so that the French television will not have the opportunity of carrying their president prime time. And so we are hoping with hope and also praying that the troops will really go back, the Russian troops will really go back to their base. Today is Wednesday. We are looking forward to the end of the day without any sound of supersonic bombs being dropped on Ukraine. That's our prayers today, and I think the whole world is holding its breath, and we're all hands crossed, legs crossed, looking to
Thank you
see
very
that
much. Yes.
the day
Thank you
ends.
very much,
The day ends.
Ambassador Nat. But yes, NATO said they believe Putin's withdrawal is authentic, and we are following all this, but we still don't. We are not very sure. Putin is an unpredictable man, and he sees every European leader as a very small person compared to him. You know, there's ego there. Dr. Sita, how is Nigeria seeing this? How is Africa seeing this?
Fortunately, I've been talking with quite a clique of people in my cohort, people that I have been talking about Russia with all my life, and there was something that came out of it. It might just be us being the way we are. Quite a good number of us thought that Putin was bluffing. He was being tactically KGB man with all the information he has and with all the arsenal that he has, that he wasn't going to go to war. He wanted to put Europe the way he wanted them. He wanted to treat France the way he treated them. He wanted to treat Germany the way he treated them, because he had an angst against European leaders who had seen Russia as a Tofiano, and then looking at him from all the ranks. This was a young soldier, a young Russian soldier in the KGB who had a pulse on almost everybody, any important person in the world. Once in a while, you want to wag your tail, and then by the end of the day, what else? This was just how it was going to end. I don't think he was ready for a third world war. I don't think also that he was going to go all the way to fight the way he wanted to fight. But he also wanted to make statements, and he has. Like what the Chinese did, or what the Chinese have been doing for the last 10 years. They want to make statements that the world is no longer the way it used to be. Things have changed, and some countries are taking over. If you watch them, this is going to be the new order for quite some time. And then, unless something drastic happens, Putin is going to be where he is, bluffing, making statements, and then getting people angry. But hey, what we want is peace. The world is looking forward to peace. That's why people also should be cautious the way we throw about our weight here and there, including Russia itself.
People should be cautious the way we throw about our weight here and there. Kiev says they remain skeptical on this whole thing, with the defense minister warning, do not believe what you hear, believe what you see. And the Russian announcement came hours after Washington warned tanks were moving into the final attack position. Observers on the ground say they have not seen any evidence yet that Russia forces are moving away. They have not seen more strong evidence. So anyway, we are watching all of this, and we hope the ego in our man Putin will not escalate. We hope he controls himself. Nobody wants war at this point in time. I mean, the world generally has gone through a war of its own. The COVID war, that was a war that attacked humanity as a whole. So we want to continue with the lives. We want to go into progressive things and not retrogressing again into situations that will put us in one spot. Ambassador Nat, what is happening with the Queen and her health? How is the Queen? How is Prince Charles? How is everybody there in the UK and the COVID updates?
Well, the Queen is enjoying herself. She's back to work after the COVID scare. She's gone through series of tests. After it was confirmed that Prince Charles, who is very close to the Queen, who was recently with the Queen, people are afraid that if Charles is COVID positive, that the Queen may be. But as we speak, I think she still have a clean bill clean bill of health. It is the Camilla of this world that has tested positive.
Yes.
Maybe that is an additional gift from the Queen, and telling her to know that she is going to be the next Queen if we're all alive. So that is that. I don't want us to dabble into Prince Andrew's issue. I think that is
Yes.
a
I was going to
private.
ask you that.
It's a private issue. We should allow it to remain so.
Okay. It's
That is
okay. We
my
respect
personal
that.
opinion. That's my personal
We
opinion.
respect that. We respect that. We respect that opinion. So moving forward, Ambassador Nat, we want to have updates on the Nigerian situations, security, political Nigerian situation. Then Dr. Sita will also come in. Yes, go ahead, Ambassador Nat. We know you have all the updates. Right.
Yes, I think we should all be interested in what happened last Saturday in the Federal Capital Territory with the local government elections. Because I know the past two Wednesdays we gave that elections which was put on the front burner. It's like we had a candidate we were promoting, and but what I kept saying is the the elections is a reflection of what it's more of a referendum on the ruling APC, because it looks like the PDP was able to increase their tally in the number of local governments and the number of councillors, chairmen, and councillors they now have. But we also have the challenge of internet democracy, especially what happened in Abaji development area. Uh, we now have APC winning with no candidate. But the INEC was saying it seems something is wrong because as we speak, the candidate for the APC chairmanship, the case is with the Supreme Court. And maybe until the Supreme Court uh, takes a decision, Abaji local government will remain without a chairman, even though the APC won. Their number of votes was higher than all other parties. And again, INEC has to also work on the beaver machines, which they introduced in Anambra State, and we know there were challenges in voters' identification, and it delayed the election even some parts up to the following day. The beavers had challenges too in FCT. Some of the machines were not working, and when the machines don't work, you give room for manipulation, you give room for corruption in the system. Because at the end of the day, we discovered there were serious challenges. And the issue of ballot box snatching
Imagine.
and the issue of vote buying also reflected in those elections. But it's very important too that the APC was very aggressive. We understand that even the polling vote in the villa or by the gate, APC PDP won that ward. And if we project that information, maybe PDP is sending a statement, a message to APC that we are here, we are coming.
Yeah, and we are here and we are coming.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. We monitored also the election, the Abuja election, and we saw so many flaws. We saw many wrong calculations. But what can we do? We can only observe, monitor, and give our comments. We can't make much. We can't have those things don't have effects even with the electoral body. You know, they still do what they have to do, and it's a pity. But we'll keep talking, we'll keep observing, and keep giving our own insight into better election practice. So yes, that's a good one. Thank you very much, Ambassador Nat. Ambassador Nat, we also have more updates on the ASUU strike. ASUU, the ASUU strike. What do we have on that? The Nigerian University Association of the Academic Association.
Yeah, ASUU,
You know,
Academic Staff
let's,
Union Universities.
let's hear from Dr. Sita. Dr. Sita, we lost you a few minutes ago. What's
Oh, you
your
did? I didn't know. I was there waiting for you live. Okay, good. Sorry
Yes, we
about that.
lost your
Multiple
network.
connectivity.
It's okay. We understand how the network works. Yes, we want to have more updates on occurrences in Abuja. What do you have for us, Dr. Sita? We know you're there. And
Yeah, I
you're following.
think my major disappointment was with INEC, because after the Anambra State elections, we saw the pockets of flaws with their personnel, with their equipment, and all of that. And we were thinking that within that time, span, they would have been able to go back inside and check what it was that went wrong in Anambra, and then fix it for the FCT. That's what would have been normal thing to do. But the major election problem was not actually with the people in on the FCT election. It was with pockets of errors here and there too from the same body, and people had given their suggestions on what they could do after the Anambra election. So you would have thought that all the time that they would have gone inwards to fix.
Yes. We had it loud and clear, Dr. Sita. We had you loud and clear. There would have been so much correction after the Anambra election.
We now have hope that after beautiful Anambra, from what they have been experiencing. So yes, I like the fact that we're talking about this now, and I'm hoping that people who are listening will know that we're getting party politics, we're getting issues with the voters. We shouldn't have issues with INEC. INEC should be the healing, the healing stream. Because if we have all of this and INEC compounds our problem, then there's no election and there's no country. If we're in a democracy and we're going to have an election, free and fair election, then there's no country. So please,
coupled with the fact that these are minor elections. Now we are heading towards 2023.
Absolutely.
When we come to this,
that's what I'm saying. Anambra was preparation, FCT preparation, all these other Southwest states with preparation, so that by the time we hit the ground running for 2023, we should have something good to show for it. And I think INEC should listen. I think INEC should help. I think INEC should give us a better country. This is all we're waiting for. Nigeria wants change, and we're looking for INEC to be the instrument for change.
Dr. Sita, what could be your suggestion for INEC helping? What are some of those tips you want to
overhaul? Let them be sincere. Let them look at all the instruments, all the sub instruments in their kitty that is wrong. The personnel, the machines. I mean, there is nothing in INEC that cannot be fixed. Nothing. There is no rocket science there. Everything from training and being ready to provide logistics for the people. Security logistics training. They need to be able to get the right hands on the desk. They need to get the right equipment and get the right hands to operate the equipment, and then get the right minds to to give resource from the equipment. Why are we always having problems with our tools that work elsewhere? It is INEC. So my suggestion is, let's be honest about it. Let's take the short period between now and the next elections to go inwards, do some kind of overhaul. bring the right machines out, and bring people who are willing to work. There are people who are willing to work. This compromise, appointment, don't work. You saw the kind of vans that they were taking election materials, around in Anambra state election. It was so shoddy, it was such a mess. The same thing happened at the FCT. There were places where there were no light, there was no power. These are things that they should prepare for. So even if for years there's no light in a particular area where there's a polling booth, they know what to do. There are generators all over the place. Let's get to trust them for once. Let's go home one day after an election to say, "Oh, thank God for INEC," but it has not been so. We need it for 2023 because we are trailing an entirely new path.
Thank you very much. Let's trust them for once. Let's trust them for once. Ambassador Nat, we can hear our man on ground there in Abuja giving us this very strong his own observation. What will you give to INEC? What are some of your own suggestions, Ambassador Nat? You could say, INEC, for once, listen to this. Ambassador Nat, go ahead, sir.
Well, just to add to what Dr. Sita had just said, Anambra said, yes, we would say it was a state, but Abuja, 6 local government areas, 6.
6.
And INEC could not manage properly the mandate given to them to conduct fair, transparent, and credible elections. So what are they going to do? What do we expect when next in June 18 we are going to Ekiti, July we are going to Osun State, and it seems that INEC will tell us on the eve of the election that they are ready, but on the day of the elections they are not ready. We don't know what type of organization is that. They can't complain of funding. They have been given enough funds to prepare for these elections. But my own concern again is these local government areas should have some of the best quality personnel going into office. The recruitment process, political recruitment process, we should get the best brains in the local government because that's where the majority of the people are. That's where they need the goods and services of any government. But interestingly, I did a research. Out of the 60 councillorship candidates, we had 2 or 3 people who had qualification up to the degree level. The rest were either NCE or senior secondary school. And it is the senior secondary school candidate that won these elections. So that is a different story. All politics is local.
Yes, but we shouldn't. I would say that educational qualification and criteria shouldn't be a base. Sometimes you really have leadership-minded people that are probably not very educated. What matters is being able to deliver. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Mark Godwin. Yeah, it's very okay to think like that. But we are talking about, a globalized world, a highly competitive environment that we are in. A mayor in New York is looking out for a mayor in Abuja.
Okay.
The local government chairman in Abuja is looking out for a local government, whatever, in the Philippines. What we are saying is this. I'm not sure if there's anybody who is particularly offended by levels of qualification. So if we are looking for leadership quality, how do we test it?
Where do we
find it? So if somebody who has O level and the only thing he has done is party politics, maybe he was a sympathizer somewhere, head of a team that had been doing bouncers for the gas. Is that a qualification for leadership? That's the point. So where you will find more likely people who will be there with the new trend of technology, of Internet of Things, of the ideas of global leadership, and the digitalized economy and the rest of them are the so-called educated ones. So we'll start from there. So if somebody who has just, you know what O level means? O level means the qualification that I had since 1973. And if I remember that qualification, it was not enough for me. So that's why I started looking for more. I went to 4 schools after O level. So what I'm saying in effect is that we can find people who are ready to lead us without a degree, but we should also find them in apprenticeship, in tutelage, in people who have been able to undergo the kind of training that we're looking for, not just university training. No, we are looking for people who even have the guts to say the truth. People who have godfathers, put them in office and they say, to hell with you, godfather. Somebody with school set cannot say that. So that's why godfatherism is more, because the godfathers are looking for people who they can just spin around. So please, we understand that anybody who you find in office who have been able to win an election, in office without the qualification was put there by someone, and that compromise destroys us the more. We're looking for competitive people. Look at the way Soludo is starting his government. He wants his commissioners to apply. If he was a school set holder that won that election by chance of godfatherism, he cannot say a thing like that. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a leader with authority. Not somebody being there, just sitting around there and somebody telling you what to do. And when that face comes to the screen, everybody's screaming, say, you again? Because he's been there all this while pushing people there because there's something for in the game for him.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Sita. Yes, moving forward, there's so much to talk about today. Ambassador, what are the situations facing the presidential election, and some of the candidates we're hearing, and the plans to announce, the plans to, what are all these behind all the presidential issue in Nigeria? Can you bring us up to date? We know some things are happening there. Go ahead,
well, as we all know, the president is yet to decide what to do with the reworked electoral bill 2010. It's been there now for more than 2 weeks, and with his usual characteristics, he's just put it aside and he's off to the Belgium or where to attend the EU conference. I would have thought signing electoral bill is the most important national problem we have now. It's a serious national challenge that should be sorted out as soon as possible, because time is running out. I don't know what will be used for the Ekiti elections or the Osun election. I don't know whether it's still the 2010 rules. And again, the political parties are divided. APC have their own game, PDP have their own game, and the presidential candidate also were aware that INEC have not even released the timetable, although there is one, but it needs to be updated. And you see, when you talk of presidential candidates, those aspiring, those who have intention, even those who are pretending, or those who are just being comical. But it's not a joke to talk of you want to be the president of 200 million plus people like Nigeria. Nigeria is a sophisticated country. Our level of Western literacy is very high. You don't just bring in any jig and hurry or riffraff to even mention, to even dream or think of being president of Nigeria. We have seen what we're having now in the Buhari thing. He started with, we don't even know what certificate he has. And when we begin to ask these questions. Some people don't want these questions asked. So if we are talking of presidential candidates, they should people their pedigree should be well known. They should be well educated. The National Assembly is not thinking of even if I mean just attending a secondary school, whether you passed or failed. They should upgrade the requirement to must have a degree or its equivalent if you want to be thinking of being president. The people, the names that are being banded around or making declaration or going to the villa. Going to the villa to announce to tell Buhari is not part of the requirement. And so we haven't seen the real candidates yet, because those who have declared so far, if you not check, if you now want to reference them, check their background. I think honestly we should be looking for better candidates.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador. We'll go on a short break now. And when we return, we want to talk some more strong issues. A police officer that has been tagged the best super cop in Nigeria, and now we hear very funny situations surrounding him. But we'll be back and we'll talk about that. Thank you very much.
My name is Bishop Shegun Johnson, and I'm cordially inviting you to the launching of my book, The Final Solution. In this world, there will be so many problems and sorrows that will face us. The good news is that there are solutions to every problem, but the challenge is getting the right solution to each problem. In the book, The Final Solution, I've managed to expose the universal solution to the universal problem. You need a copy, and the launching will be on the 19th of February 2022. You can reach us on that day, even live on Liberty Church London Facebook, Shegun Johnson Facebook, and Shegun Johnson Ministries Facebook. This book is being reviewed by Professor Dapo Ashaju, former Vice Chancellor of a renowned university in Nigeria and Theological Bishop for the Church of Nigeria. This book also will be reviewed and discussed by a panel of discussants headed by Pastor Itwa Igodalo, and we have people like Priscilla Whipple to be part of this discussion, Ambassador Nathaniel Iyakwo, Dr. Osita Anyemeka, all of them discussing the issues raised in this book. You really don't want to miss the launching, as you will get the feel of the final solution to the challenges of our time. Don't forget, the date is 19 February 2022 and the time is 12 noon UK time. The Final Solution by Bishop Shegun Johnson.
Thank you very much. We're back, and a very sad situation happened in Nigeria, where a super cop that has been indicted before for fraudulent activities was now openly called up again for using his team, his men, his officers to push cocaine. I mean, some of these stories are very hard to analyze when you don't have the background story to it. Dr. Osita, what is the story surrounding Abba Kyari, the super cop? What are we hearing?
Yeah, it's just the same thing about the common saying that the truth normally comes out. I mean, no matter how long it takes. This man he has been a super cop on the other side of the fence. Super, super, super. He has been super cop. Yeah, yeah, from the reverse. Super in the sense that, as a matter of fact, somebody was just asking me this morning, in a television interview. He was saying, we are talking about Kyari. What about the entire Nigeria police force? What about the ones who are property dealers? What about Nigerian policemen who are supposed to be arbitrators in cases, and the mother rich accused persons and take their money? What about the ones who acquire property under duress? They force people to sign for them, and it becomes theirs. So Abakari is just an index to the kind of police system that we have, and this is as long as it goes. Far away. There are some policemen that have been talked about as rapists. They rape people, including married women, and these are not just other ranks like sergeants and yes and whatever it is. These are real top place policemen, top ranking policemen. So yes, this case has brought to light all the ugliness and stupidity of the people for accepting the kind of people that will get thrown at, and then keeping them there safe in quotes for as long as it takes. Somebody was just saying, why waste time here? Now they've arrested him. Let's send him back to America so that he starts, he's suffering from there. But that's not the case now. He's in the hands of the law, which he was supposed to be projecting. But now that he's there, let's watch what happens. Particularly because of where he comes from, because of who he is, and because of people he has helped to protect in government. This is why he's super cop. People he has worked for. If they let Abakari mount the podium to say the truth about his career, many heads will fall. And we're looking forward to that. If we don't get that, at least then something is wrong. Let's get him to to take the full course now and speak to Nigerians about who he really is, who he's been working with. You cannot be a super cop in Nigeria and protect yourself by yourself. He has been protected by the system. And being protected by the system means that there are so many heads that will roll if we get to know who he really is, what he has done for all these people in the past, no matter who that person is or who that person was. So he's been caught in the web now with his case in the United States with the drug issue, and even the video going viral about him, trying to bribe the NDLEA. It's huge. But the truth is that he got all that power from being protected by the system. That's my position. So if we want the truth to come out, let him, let him get angry, mount the podium, take a microphone, and talk to Nigerians about who he really is and who has been protecting him. You will see what will happen to the country. If he can do that, then we are taking the first step to clean up the system. Abakari is our gift for solutions. If he takes the chance now to say, gentlemen of the press, come let me talk to you about who I am really. I don't care what happens after now. That's what Nigerians are looking forward to. Otherwise, this will just be one other game. They've arrested and indicted many senior policemen before, many security agents.
Otherwise, this will just be another story. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I like the fact that you use the word "caught in the web." The caught in the web situation is really what it is, and in fact, the caught in the web is not just the American situation. There is more to it inside Nigeria also, like we're hearing. Ambassador Nat, caught in the web, Abakari and his dealings. How is Nigerians in the diaspora seeing this?
Well, I think the Abakari case, the super cop who has become a super something else. I don't want to use that word. It's a national disgrace. It's a national shame. It's a national embarrassment, and it's more embarrassment to the police as an institution, where he comes from, where he has represented, where he was recognized as a super core. We see what Dr. Sita has just said. Dr. Sita, myself, and others, we know that Abakari will not have that access to the Nigerian press to really tell us, to tell us the truth and nothing but the truth. We will not have that privilege or that opportunity. And is the Abakari of a man has been around now for quite some time. The hush puppy thing is still there, and that's why the FBI is looking for him. That's why they're asking for his deportation to America. With this issue of the Evans, if you remember Evans is still under, is with the court process. Abakari's name was mentioned with that. But the other dimension which people may not be looking at, because of the type of government we have and the way they run the system, this may just be a scam. Abakari is now being charged with drug trafficking so that he cannot be taken to America for another trial. The laws of this country should not put him in double jeopardy to be tried here and maybe imprisoned, and thereafter go to America and try it, and maybe for a longer prison term. So this conspiracy, the game plan may be more ground than what we are seeing or what we are hearing. But let's wait and see. The presidency has taken interest in the issue, and we are all eyes, we are all ears. We want to be told the truth and nothing but the truth concerning Abakari and his colleagues.
We are all eyes, we are all ears, and we really want to know how it will play out. Dr. Sita, when situations are like this, the judiciary, the process of the rule of law should come in place. But in Nigeria, we don't see these things happen. I mean, there are structures laid out where issues like this should be handled. But we find ourselves, we find things just jumping around, not that way it should be, and take its course. So what will you suggest should be a very normal legal procedure on all of this for the Abakari? What should be the legal, normal, and how it's done, best practices of how cases like this should follow up? Somebody just asked that question. That's why I'm putting it to you, sir.
Okay, very good, brilliant, and I'm very happy. First and foremost, if the real process of law is is taken, Abakari can still be tried here for drug issue, and in America for fraud. For internet fraud, because it becomes double jeopardy if the same crime is tried here in Nigeria and to be tried again in America. So he stands accused on both crimes if he is really guilty. So we can't see him as guilty on the proven so. So that's why the real processes of law will take place. But look at our fear in Nigeria. Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Kano, everywhere. We're saying with the rot in our judiciary, with the problem we're having with the system of adjudicating cases in Nigeria, is it sufficient for us to trust the judiciary now? Particularly when we know that there are so many highly placed people who are interested in Abakari's case. So is he going to keep like it had happened before? Is he going to be detained and detained and detained, and one day you hear that he's been set free, that he's been pardoned? How do you pardon the likes of Abakari? But this is Nigeria. The major issue we have at stake now is being able to actually list the crimes that he has committed. Let the legal process take its place. Let the NDLEA charge him to court. Let him get a lawyer, and let the prosecutor say these are the cases leveled against this gentleman, and then they take it from there. Otherwise, we'll be watching this case, and for a period it will go silent. Once it goes silent, we are done. Because after some time now, the only thing you will hear is that either he jumped bail and he has left the country, and somebody will be asking you how did that happen, and it ends there. One day in the next 10 years, he comes back and he wants to be president. He's made the money for presidency. So, good question you ask. The fear we have locally here, anybody you talk to, we're all saying the same thing. How do we make it so transparent that people are watching the case day by day and following the process, the real process of our legal system, making this guy answer all the questions, all the doubting questions that are now forming a halo, above his head.
Thank you very much. Yes, we're almost coming to a close now, but we can't bring it to a close for today without looking into some other issues. Ambassador Nat, what will be your the political parties, APC, PDP, having so much? We see what they are going through. What are some of the insights? What are we hearing? APC, PDP, quagmire, and your investigation. Can you bring us up to date, Ambassador Nat?
Thank you. Please, I want to seek your indulgence just to add something to this Abakari's case.
Okay.
The NDLA seems to now be a brand new organization doing what they never did before. Marwa is a retired brigadier general, a military heading the NDLA. The NDLA had people like Fulani Kwajafa, a crack policeman.
Yes,
and that
I remember.
is purely the duty of the training duty of the policemen to do these initial investigations. But if the NDL now has woken up to their responsibility and they are doing all this beautiful job, kudos. But we want to see the true result. As for what's the real question again?
Yes, the APC, PDP zoning issues and all the political updates. Yes, in Nigeria.
Well, we have a problem here. Again, it is this issue of why these people. No, why the office of the President of the Republic of Nigeria it seems to be the most powerful office in the world. Because whosoever is there is sitting on a gold mine. He dispenses largesse to cronies and all whatnot. And so the issue now, the competition between APC aspirants, PDP aspirations, they are the same people. APC, PDP is not different as far as I'm concerned in Nigeria. And these people who want to be the next president, what are they bringing to the table that is new, that nobody else has done, and they think they can do it? Our problem is this issue of zoning is in one way or the other is in the constitution, but people don't know this issue of federal character or quota system is a constitutional matter. Late Abacha, may his soul rest in peace, started this issue of geopolitical zones, 6 of them. PDP came round zoning their presidency to the southwest because Abiola died, and they wanted to compensate the southwest, and especially the Egba people, Abeokuta, where Abiola came from, and that's where um, uh, what's his name again? Obasanjo came from. But we now have zoning has become a monster that is going to consume the politicians themselves. It will consume APC. It will consume PDP if it's not carefully handled. Zoning is not based on any established criteria. Just because the North have had it for so long, the South should have it. My personal opinion is let it go to the South, and then after that you cannot be talking of merit. Let it go to Southeast, and then you cannot start talking of merit. The zoning is going to consume APC to start with, and it's likely it will be the turn of the PDP if it is not properly managed.
Thank you very much. Dr. Osita, I won't want us to go to the zoning issue again. Rather, we know that a criteria, listen to this, Dr. Osita, a criteria for these days to just work in an office, one of the criteria is good health. So applicants to work in a small firm are requested to go for check on their health status. Now, if we have companies, factories, establishments wanting to know the health status of their applicants, why will it become an issue that Nigerians desire to know who will lead them and their health status? I'm talking in relating to a video that went viral of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an aspiring presidential candidate, and his health status. But you see, his camp, his team, his people are saying, why are people looking into his health? Why don't people mind their business? Well, it's important that the citizen knows who's coming to lead them and his health status. I don't know. Are we is it normal? Are we on the right path, Dr. Sita? I know you saw the video of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and a wet dress. I know you saw that. And more evidence.
Okay. Massive Mark Godwin, you asked an important question, and I'm going to take it so seriously to respond to you. All over the world, the health condition of anybody aspiring for public office is important. Whether if it is hidden, it is hidden. They will find out. If it is declared, it is declared. Everybody knows. But they need to follow that because of the pressures of office. They need to be able to say to themselves that they are working hard to make sure that everybody who is contesting for a competitive position understands the implications of what he or she is doing. So if, for instance, we have a sick president like we've had, it is the worst situation ever for somebody to say to you that your president is in hospital in London for weeks. And this is the president who contested an election and was voted in. What kind of country votes in a sick man? So if we're asking BAT today now, what are you well or not? We're not asking the wrong question. We don't want to be the mockery of the world again this time around, where they'll be asking questions like, for Christ's sake, is he going to go to the hospital and spend another 100 days? So your question is, Is it right to ask for the health conditions of our aspirants? Yes. From local government council people to the president, everybody who is coming to to work for us as our servant leaders must have a clean bill of health declared to us by a qualified doctor, making us know that this is possible, that he's going to be able to stay there for 4 years and be healthy enough running the office. Otherwise, it's a no-no.
Otherwise, it's a no-no. On this note, we want to wrap it up today. Interestingly, gentlemen, there are questions coming in from LinkedIn, from Twitter, but because we have limited time, the networks are following up, and our timing is just an hour. So what I would do is send the questions to you, gentlemen, and I'll probably trace the where the questions are coming from. Those asking questions, there are lots of them. We have about 6 questions on the platform now. I'll trace those asking these questions and send the answers to them through you when you give the answers. So I think the answers could be in written words or maybe audio, WhatsApp audio. So on this note, I want to say thank you all, Dr. Osita, Ambassador Nat. We have come, we have dialogue, we have also updated Nigerians around the world on News Echo today, the 16th of February 2022. Thank you very much. Dr. Stad, what do you have to say? One few lines before we wrap it up.
Now, I am particularly, I am begging, I'm appealing to Nigerians. Let's come together this time around. Walk through. We've had 2 elections already that have not been fantastic. There is a kitty, there's ASUU, and there's the presidency, and so on and so forth. I also know, Your Excellency, that somebody who was watching this program now sent me some comments about the dates for the election. February 18th has been, selected for president, vice president, members of the Federal House, and then the Senate, and then March 4th has been selected for the rest, that is governorship and the House of Assembly. So it's February 18th and March 4th.
Thank you very much.
That's the new information that I have. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, and thanks for letting me participate in this program.
Thank you very much. That's a good update, sir. Ambassador Nat, one few words before we wrap it up.
Well, we're keeping our watch for the next 1 year in the life of Nigeria as a nation, especially the political up and downs. And it is a clear call for the 200 million Nigerians to insist, to demand that our recruitment process should be done correctly, especially into leadership positions, elections. We want to elect people who will be able to deliver the goods and services to Nigerians.
We want to elect people that will deliver goods and services to Nigerians. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We want our viewers to also know that Schengen Story News Echo broadcast live. While we're on live, is broadcast to France on channel 4, Italy on channel 24, and also we're working out some other parts of Europe. On this note, to say thank you. See you next week on Schengen Story Media News Echo. Thank you very much.